What's going on, guys? Colin here with this week's gaming update for the news. So, all right, we've had a pretty busy week this week. It's been decent. I will admit I was slightly getting panicked there for just a little bit because all I had left for the past 2 weeks was Hitman. So I was putting tons of Hitman footage up. And the biggest part of that was because I was so backlogged with Hitman files that I hadn't uploaded that I needed to. So I started doing that, getting all that in there for you guys, and then I started realizing like how much Hitman footage I was putting up for you guys to watch, and I'm like, ooh man, I'm putting up a lot, and I felt bad because I wanted you guys to be able to see something else too, but I didn't have anything. Well, then I randomly came across the video game Outlast. So I was like, you know what? I haven't played this in 2 years. And when I first did play it, I didn't have a channel, so I didn't record it. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's put it on the channel. Throw in some other variety in there for you guys to watch. Because, I do have lots of content on my channel, but I didn't have that in there, and I wanted that to be in there. So me and my cousin, we played it, beat it in, I think, like 4 hours. And between when did I start uploading that footage? I think it was Sunday. So yeah, between Sunday or wait, no, I think it was late Saturday. Maybe it was late Saturday. I uploaded my first video. So Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday, I've been uploading Outlast footage for you guys to watch, and then today I've uploaded, I think, just one, and I might have one other to upload, plus my news today, or I might save this till tomorrow and upload it tomorrow. I don't know yet, because tonight, or in like probably 2 or 3 hours from when I'm doing this, I'm gonna be hopping into Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, and I am so freaking excited to jump into it. You don't even know. So that was just a quick rundown of what's been happening, what's going to happen, and that's what's going on for right now. So, for the first bit of stuff I wanted to get with you guys is now, how many people have seen the trailer reveal for Battlefield 1? They're not naming it Battlefield 5, they're naming it Battlefield 1. It looks awesome. And I definitely am like super pumped to get into this game too. Granted, I know it's not coming out till October, but October's not that far away, so try and look at the bright side. All right, and just I'm just gonna go over some stuff here. When Dice unveiled their new powerhouse World War I shooter, Battlefield 1, everyone was under the impression the game represented an alternate history. Now the devs of the game have popped in. It is based on authentic World War I history and doesn't feature any alternate history elements, according to DICE lead game designer Daniel Berlin. Battlefield 1 is definitely rooted in history. There's no alternate mix of anything else. All the stuff you see is equipment that was available. All the vehicles you see were available at this time. This is our depiction through modern lens, looking at World War I, the Great War, Berlin said in an interview with GamesBeat. DICE has gone great lengths to showcase the cultures and techniques of the time, promising that the 64-player multiplayer battles will be more chaotic than ever before. Both the multiplayer and campaign will be littered with acute depictions of World War I, including New World tech like biplanes, zeppelins, battleships, and tanks against Old World themes like horseback cavalry and sword combat. It even has biological weapons and trench warfare along with accurate World War I weaponry. Battlefield 1 is about the old world meeting the new world. We wanted to depict this. The old tactics meet the new Cosmic results, said Dice Lars Gustafsson. The battles will be intense. The physicality really brings the immersion to the battles and allows players to turn beautiful, pristine landscapes into devastated landscapes. In the same interview, Berlin discussed Battlefield 1's perspective shifting campaign, promising that it will feature an authentic representation of world cultures reacting to the war. When we set out on this game, we wanted to depict not just the common view of what the war was like. We wanted to challenge some preconceptions. We want to delve into some of the unknown of World War One. Maybe people don't know that this person fought or that person fought, that this army was involved. We're stretching out and bringing all those stories into the game. Berlin further said that the campaign will shed light on obscure real life World War I forces like the scimitar welding, horse riding, Arab Badoons, and the Harlem Hellfighters. Sadly, it looks like the campaign might only have 6 missions. We want to show diversity in the game. That's been a key goal. You can see in the trailers that there's a Bedouin woman warrior on a horse. She's a playable character in the single player campaign. And then Battlefield 1 launches on October 21st, 2016, PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And that is all I got for the Battlefield 1 stuff for you guys. But I definitely wanted to go over it really quick. Just because I found it interesting. I also really love the fact that they are hopping back into World War One because I have noticed that a lot of the video game industries, they don't touch World War One. A lot of hold on, guys.
If you didn't already associate Hideo Kojima's work with PlayStation, you will now.
Sorry, guys. Hold on.
Says
All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm sure that's going to pop into the recording. One of the damn videos in the page I have up started playing. Sorry. But yeah, I love the fact that they're going to World War One because most of the game industries nowadays they like to touch on World War Two a lot, and then World War Two and World War Two is the big one that everyone loves to touch on. World War One not so much really. So I really think it's cool that they're doing this. That they want to show everyone the differences between different areas, different people that you didn't know were fighting, different armies that you didn't know were in the war. I think that's really cool. So I'm excited to jump into Battlefield 1. Oh, also, it is now the all-time most liked video in YouTube history. It's got something like, it's over 1 million likes on it. And then the funny part about that is also the new the new Call of Duty Infinity Warfare. That is now the most disliked game on YouTube. That's funny. But whatever. I'm sure they're both going to wind up being really cool games. Now, the next thing I want to jump into here is everybody knows who Hideo Kojima is. Obviously, Metal Gear Solid and the game PT, the new Silent Hill that was supposed to come out, but it's not coming out now. Well, he's got a new game coming out. And I just briefly want to go over a little tiny bit of it. Now, there is no name to the game. There is no release date. It's just basically letting you know what's going on. So, Hideo Kojima's next game, the first since his high-profile departure from Konami, will be an action game that appeals to fans of Uncharted and The Division. Speaking in an interview of Japanese gaming publication Famitsu, as translated by Jimatsu. Kojima said the project may not seem all that remarkable when it is announced, but people will understand it better when they play it. It's an amazing game, he said. While not to say that it's open world, users who enjoy today's AAA games, The Division and Uncharted, etc., will be able to easily enjoy it. When it is announced, you might think, that's not outstanding, but you'll understand when you see it and play it. The genre is action. In the same interview, the Metal Gear creator said the development team is creating the plot, characters, and game systems all at once. Since certain parts are fairly new, we cannot help but experiment, he added. The game, which does not have an official name yet, is being created in partnership with Sony. As such, it will be a PlayStation console exclusive, but will also be available on PC. In the interview, Kojima discussed his deal with Sony, saying that offers came in from all over the world, but he opted for Sony because they showed faith in him. Other studios use a Hollywood system, and I don't like doing detailed presentation. From there, I wondered who would put their faith in me with just a rough concept. And Sony was who I was looking for. We get quite a lot of freedom, and they're really easy to work with. Kojima founded a new Kojima production studio to develop the game. It has been suggested the game will be the first in a franchise that could have anime, manga, and toy tie-ins. And that, my friends, that is what I got for Kojima's new thing that he's doing. Because, like I said, there's not too much on it right now. So at least I wanted to give you guys something, an idea. Because that's basically all he gave us was something, an idea of what it's going to be, what type of game it is, and who might like it, who might not like it. Okay, then the next thing, the very last thing I want to hop into really quick here is sort of really quick. is a gentleman who did some time on the new Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. He's got an article here that he wrote, and I read it, and I thought it was pretty good. He goes into quite a lot of stuff in here about the new DLC for The Witcher, and if I had the extra money put to the side or something, I would definitely play this game because I very much enjoyed, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, I think is what it's called. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. And that was the first Witcher I ever jumped into. I never played 1. I never played 2. I just jumped into the third one and wound up just completely just loving it. It was awesome. And I didn't play the other DLC that came out for it, which was Stonehouse, Stone something. I don't remember what the heck it was called. But that one was like it wasn't a long DLC. It was the normal DLC length. Just a couple hours. This one, however, is basically like a whole nother game. But they want to make the game, go out on a very high note. So I get what they're doing. Because from my knowledge, this is the last Witcher. They're not making any more. At least as of right now. Maybe later on down the road they might, but as of right now, The Witcher it's done. So, just going to go over what this guy went through, because he went through quite a bit of stuff here. Alright? The Witcher 3 is the finest RPG of our time. I don't want to bid it farewell, but CD Projekt's got quite an expansion lined up to help us ease the grieving process. The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine is set to release on May 31st, which is just in a couple weeks. It's not far away at all. And I got to play it for 3 hours at a recent event in San Francisco. It brings Grumpmaster General and also Witcher Geralt to Toussaint A colorful wine country untouched by war. His mission? To investigate a series of brutal murders and figure out what in the heck is going on. There are, of course, the plot twists and turns, of course, and I managed to play up the point where a familiar face returned to make things extra complicated. I will not spoil the particulars, though. Instead, here's a smattering of things that stood out to me. Oh, and just to let you guys know, there are minor blood and wine spoilers ahead. Just to let anyone know. The Witcher 3 got buried beneath an avalanche of props and kudos for its writing, but for a lot of people, I feel like drama took center stage. Truth is, The Witcher 3 has always been funny, but Blood and Wine turns the chuckle meter from, sensible to raging laughing, apparently. The tone shift stems largely from the setting, which is just over the top enough. Toussaint is full of knights errant who dream of becoming heroes. They hold tournaments and feast. They think they can flippantly do a witcher's job in order to, say, win the heart of a woman they've been pining for from afar. And then it says, hint, that part doesn't end well for the knight in question, Guillemai. They speak in prose as purple as their bumps and bruises, saying things like trickery in war, yes, and what is love if not a battle, as you might expect. Geralt's cat-like eye-rolling reflexes get put to excellent use. It's like he strolled into a storybook and he takes sarcastic swipes at other characters every chance he gets. Sometimes actions speak louder than grumpy one-liners during a desperate chase to stop a killer before he reaches his next victim. Geralt is forced to take part in a ceremonial scavenger hunt. When someone else nabs one of the clues, he interrupts the ensuing big traditional presentation, grabs the clue, smashes it to the ground, and takes the scroll he needs. Everyone else looks on in shocked horror. The scene's timing and acting made me laugh out loud. It still has drama. It's not like The Witcher 3 has gone and abandoned its flair for grim, fantastical goings on. In the 3 hours I played, the main story plunged into a morass of morale grays, forcing Geralt to choose from a series of non-ideal paths to stopping the murderer. Better still, even though I spent most of my time on the main quest, it felt like the story was only just the beginning when my demo season wrapped up. Or demo session, not season. It's big. CG Projekt claims that Blood and Wine will offer 30 plus hours of witchery fun times. And inclined to believe, unlikely previous expansions, Hearts of Stone. That's the name, Hearts of Stone. This one takes place in an entirely new area. I looked over the map, and while it's roughly the size of the main game's Novigrad landmass, it's even more densely packed with question marks and locations. If you like numbers, CDP told me there'll be more than 90 new quests and 40 points of interest. That's a lot. That is a lot for a freaking DLC. It's hard. For the purpose of expectancy, CDP had me play the demo on an easy difficulty mode. Despite the fact that I've sunk more than 100 hours into The Witcher 3, one of Blood and Wine's bosses still kicked my ass a few times before I figured it out. The expansion's tone might fall on the lighter end of the Witcher spectrum, but the combat's meant to be bigger challenge than anything that's come before. Oh, you get a house. In previous Witcher 3 adventures, Geralt got a magical chest bound by the laws of time and space in which to store his stuff, but he never really had a concrete base of operations. Blood and Wine gives you a vineyard mini mansion that you can upgrade of things like armor and alchemy stations. Says, thank God. Let's see. Sign mutations are rad. Geralt's Telenectic Blast arcade is cool and all, but there are only so many thousands of uses for knocking people silly. Blood and Wine lets you mutate signs to give them new effects, In the demo I played, I got to add an ice effect to Arad. Oh, that's cool. Enemies that got knocked down, froze, and shattered. I very much like that. Enemies that got knocked back become stuck in place. That's just one example among many. That's awesome. We always love when they add new stuff. At least I do. I don't know about you guys, but I do. It says prepare for fairy tales. While I didn't get to see any in my demo session, Blood and Wine's latter portions will apparently dig deep into pop culture fairy tales. There might be a few polished ones mixed in for good measure. Horseback stuff is still kind of drag. While CDP's put a lot of effort into cleaning up the Witcher 3's interface for Blood and Wine, some of Witcher 3's old issues still linger. Horseback movement and combat just don't feel great. There's an increased emphasis on them too, thanks to tournament quests and side quests. It's not like horseback stuff is horrible, I just wish it was up to par with the rest of the game. The Duchess of Toussaint is a badass. I won't spoil too much about her, but she's a take charge sort of ruler. The Witcher 3 contains some fantastic portrayals of women characters and some less than excellent ones. Others manage to be both at the same time. I'm interested to see what we get in Blood and Wine. So far, things are looking good, but I only met a few ladies and a whole lot of dudes. So we'll see. There's a character whose name is literally DLC. I won't say what happens to him, but I will tell you that his full name is De La Croche, and he loves coin more than anything. It's hardly the first time CD Projekts struck out to make a point about paid DLC, but I found it pretty funny. Here's Geralt with a unicorn. This isn't really here for any particular reason, I just like the picture a lot. Okay. Obviously, you guys are not going to see what I'm looking at, but you know what? I might just, I'm probably just going to throw this thing that I'm reading into a link into the, read more section just so you guys, you guys can see what the heck's going on. Okay. This really is the end for now. After my demo, I asked CDP visual effects artist Jose Texera, I don't know if I said that last name right, if this really is the end of the Witcher series. He said it is for now, never say never, but if anything else happens in the Witcher series, it likely won't star Geralt. That sucks, I liked him. And it won't happen for years. Blood and Wine then is meant to function as a light-hearted send-off for the series, something along the lines of Mass Effect 3's Citadel DLC or Dragon Age Inquisition's Trespasser DLC. Except, much bigger. The portion of Blood and Wine I played felt like a game not just comfortable, but confident in its own skin. A game created by people who know this universe and its characters inside and out. It had swagger. It verged on self-parody at times, but that's kind of the point. CD Projekt has been doing this for a decade. Blood and Wine, the victory lap. One last trip around the old neighborhood before Geralt retires, and unnamed Cyberpunk 2077, main character, takes his place. And that is all I got for you guys for right now. Man, I really do want to play that DLC for The Witcher. I really do, but you know what? Maybe on later on down the road, I'll get the money and I will get the DLC for this. Although, actually, wait a second. I just thought of something. Do you have to have the original game for this to play the downloadable content? I don't know. Because the original game that I played was from Gamefly. I don't have it anymore. I need to find that out now, because now I'm curious. Because if I can just load the DLC and I don't have to have the CD disc or the downloadable thing off of the PlayStation Store and I can just download this and play it, then that's awesome. But I'll be happy doing that. I'm gonna have to look into that and find out if that's a thing. Oh, excuse me. All right, so just to wrap things up for today, just remember, guys, tune in later on tonight into Cowabunga Gaming because Uncharted 4: A Thief's End will be up, and so will this video that I'm making now. And then what else? What else? What else? Oh, next week, I will be playing Doom. I will also be playing Homefront: The Revolution. I will probably still be playing more of Uncharted 4. And then the following week, which would be May 24th, I will be playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan. And then sometime between now and the end of May, they're going to release the next Hitman episode, episode 3, which is, from what I've read, supposed to be Morocco. So I'll be playing that in May as well. And then once we jump into June, June 7th, I believe, is the release of Mirror's Edge Catalyst. So I'll be playing that. And then there's another Hitman episode that's supposed to release in June, but there's no info on that right now. So I have no clue what the heck it's going to be. And then, what is it, June 21st, I think, is the release of No Man's Sky. We're going to be playing that. We're going to play the crap out of that game. And then June, I want to say 28th, is the release of Technomancer, which we're going to be playing as well. And then July, I'll probably be finishing up other games that I haven't finished yet. We'll probably still be playing No Man's Sky. And I think there's a Ghostbusters game coming out, which I might or might not get into. There's also, actually, now I think about it, there's also another game being released in May. Hold on, guys. I'm blanking out on the name on it already. Crap. I just had it in my head, too, but then I thought of something else, and it was like, bye-bye. Oh, man, I can't remember it right now. Well, it's a psychological thriller that is taking a lot of parts from PT, and I guess you're this person, and you wake up in a chair somewhere, but you're in this chair creates virtual reality worlds, I guess, that you go into, and it makes you go into your memories, and you're supposed to remember how you got to where you got to and why you got there, and you have to figure it all out, and it's creepy. I briefly looked at it. It looked interesting enough to me, and it's from a smaller company. I don't remember the name of the company right now. But that's going to be coming out in May. They did not release a release date on it yet. So, oh, wait. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. I think I wrote the name down in my phone. So, let's have a look real quick. Because I think I do have it in my phone. Because I have a notes section in my phone. And when new games come out that I want to play, that I'm interested in, I put them in my little notes section in here. So let's see here. I am positive I wrote it in here. Yep, I did. It's called A Semblance. So I did have it in here for you guys. That is what it is called. So look that info up, check it out, because I think it looks pretty damn interesting. So that's what we got for you guys for right now. So besides the July with the Ghostbusters thing, as of right now, there's nothing coming. There's nothing else that I know of coming out for July that I'm interested in. That might change from now, obviously, because we're still in May. Could change. And then as of right now, the only other game in August that I'm playing is Mankind Divided, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and that's going to be in it's August, and then we get into September. And as of right now, I have no clue what's released in September as of right now. So that is the game lineup that I got for you guys right now, and that is it. Um, Obviously, guys, try and get this. Let's get a couple likes on this video for me, guys. If we can get 50, 100 likes, that's awesome. If you guys like what you see and you want to subscribe to my channel, I'd highly appreciate that. Hit that like button, hit that subscriber button. I always got content for you guys, and I appreciate everyone that checks me out. I appreciate my viewers that are always on my channel watching my content as well. And this is Colin with Cowabunga Gaming, signing out. Deuces.